Hello, let's do the New York Times Hard Sudoku for April 22nd, 2026. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself, and I'm going to get started right now. Starting with this one, we do have two ones horizontally, puts a one in one of these two cells. Just have two ones vertically, putting a one in one of these two cells. Now, it wasn't the case here. I did look, but here I looked and actually found something. So when I penciled these ones here, what this is saying is in this box, the one's in one of these two. Well, why not here? Why not in this row? Well, because there's a 5 sitting there. That's the only reason. And so this row still needs a 1, and we know it's not in this box. Then I looked over and I saw we had this 2, 8 here, and this one also looked down. And so it's also not in this box, and it's not where this 9 is. So there's only 2 places left in this row that can be 1, and it's one of these 2. So what's important about that is that does what's called claiming. So because this row needs to place the 1 here or here, it's going to place it in box 8, meaning the rest of box 8 can't be a 1. So it eliminates 1 from all of these cells here. I don't think there's an immediate follow-up with that. Might as well mark that 1 is in one of these two in this box. But it's the corner marks are going to remind us of that for when we get into that box more deeply. All right, that was nice for 1s. How about the 2? I don't think I see anything with 2. Actually, yeah, I do. This 2 looks in, this 2 looks up. Puts a 2 in one of these 2. That points in here with this 2, putting a 2 in one of these 3. Nothing vertically. The 6. No. And then the 9. Well, the 9 looks in here, and so does the 8. So let's do them both at once. The 8 and the 9 look in here. These all can't be 8, 9. And so there's only 2 places in the box that can be 8 or 9. We need an 8 and a 9 in the box, and so this is where they go, giving us what's called a hidden pair. So one of these is 8, the other is 9. We don't know which, but what we do know is that they're not anything else. And that leaves 3 digits left in this box. We know the 2 is one of these 2. We also need a 3, which is one of these 2. And we need a 6, which is any of them. So that's a 2, 3, 6 triple. We don't need these corner marked anymore. And so that leaves, let's see if there's any direct results from 2, 3, 6. So this 6 and the 2, 3, 6, remove 6 from all these. This 6 looks up, putting a 6 in one of these 2. What about the 3? Still nothing with, nothing with 3. How about this row is now, because we have the 2, 3, 6 triple, there's just 4 digits remaining. We need a 1, 4, 5, 7. So we know these aren't 1. So these are 4, 5, 7. This isn't 4, so this is 1, 5, 7, and this can be any of 1, 4, 5, 7, as far as I can tell. All right. Now, these not being 2, 3, 6, does that do anything for me? Not that I'm seeing. Not a 2, 3, 6, so not 3, 6. No. Not saying anything anyway. All right, anything else? Let's see, I was doing this box here. 1, 2, 6, 9. We have this 8 that looks down, putting an 8 in one of these 2. Yeah, and I found the 8 and the 9 looking over. That's what triggered all that. Okay, and then we've got the 1, 4, 5, 7. So the 2 1s we already got. The 4 doesn't seem to do anything. No. All right. We do have 2 5s, and this 5 helps. That places the 5 in this box. We can follow up, putting a 5 in one of these 2. Okay. And then 7s, look in here, placing this 7. That's quite nice. All right, so that filled this box column. So we want to look at these other columns here for any givens that aren't yet placed in the box. 1, 5, 7 already placed, 5, 7 already placed. The 8 is not. So this 8 looks up, this 8 looks in. Puts an 8 in one of these 2. Actually, 8's placed, even better. Okay. In fact, that was just true from these 2 8s. Anyway, it places the 8 in the box. That gives us the 9 and the 8 resolved. All right, so down here we need 3, 6. What's the other one? 3, 6, 9, it looks like. Okay, so the 9's down here. The 9's in one of these 2. Let's just think about the whole box. We need a 2, 4, 6, 9. So we know the 4 looks in, putting a 4 in one of these 2. That points in here with this 4, putting a 4 in one of those 2. So this is 2, 6. This is 2, 4, 6. This is 2, 6, 9. And this is any of them, 2, 4, 6, 9. Okay. I got this 8. I got this 7. Anything else with those? Not that I see. All right. Anything else up here before I move on? The 8, the 9. This row's down to 4 digits. We need a 3, 6, 7, 8. We know these aren't 6, so these are 3, 7, 8. This one's not an 8. In fact, the 8 in the row is placed. Yeah, this 8's not in any of those. So that's the 8. These two 8s look down, putting actually an 8 in one of these two, because of that 8. This box is down to 3, 4, 5, 7, so the 3's in one of these two. This can't be 5, so this is 3, 4, 7. Oh, it can't. Oh, actually, the 7 looks in. Oh, that's nice. The 7 looking in puts a 7 in one of these two, meaning this can't be a 7. Neither can this, so this is down to 1, 4, 5. This is 3, 6, 7. That's not a 3. We don't really need the corner marks anymore because it's a triple. 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay. Now are we done with this top band? I think so. So this band here, we do have the two 1s looking in. Puts a 1 in one of these two. Ones, 8s. Not seeing anything else there. Maybe something looking through, like the 6. Not quite. We do have this row that's down to 4 digits. We need a 2, 4, 5, 9. This can't be the 2, 5, or 9, so that's a naked 4. Even though there was another place for 4 in the box, this could only be a 4, so it had to be a naked single. That's a 3. This is 4, 4, 5 only. Can't be 7. And so what were the 3 digits again? The 2, 5, 9. Any other? I don't think there's any cleanup. I guess that one's not 9. Okay. 2, 5, 9. All right. We got this 4. This column's down to 3 digits. We need a 1, 5, not 5, 1, 6, 7. So this can't be 1s. This is 6, 7. This can't be 7. Sorry. So that's only 6. Okay. 1, 6, 1, 6, 7. The 4 do anything else? Nothing new. 1, 8, 4. Okay. How about the 3, 4, 6, 8? So we do have two 4s looking up. Putting a 4 in one of these two. The 3, 6, 8. I'm not sure if there's anything else to do here. And we already kind of looked at this stack. Let's just do this final band, and then we'll look more carefully at some things. We got the 5s already, 4 and 9. Anything else to do? Maybe I should look at this digit because it's not a 1 and it's not a 9. So it could be 3, 4. Can't be 5, actually. I guess it could be 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, yeah, 5 was in the box. Okay. So just 3, 4, 6. It's just not 2 for the column. Not as exciting as I hoped. There's not really anything to see here. There's no buddies other than the 5s. Not a lot of opportunity for geometry, I don't think. Okay. So we're gonna go a little systematic here. We're gonna go row by row, check for any pairs triples might have missed, as well as anything we might want to pencil. I guess here we should pencil this row. We need a 2, 4, 5, 9. So these can't be 4s. These are 2, 5, 9, and the left one's not a 9. That makes a 2, 5 pair in this column. So the best time to find pairs and triples is right when you pencil them. So like when I penciled this 2, 5, I scanned its column and its row and its box to see what that might have done. Now that I know that's 2, 5, and I found the 2, 5 pair very quickly. And so that makes this a 1. So that can't be a 1. And that places the 1 here and the 1 here. Okay, that's handy. Now, what else does 2, 5 do? It moves 5 from here, so that's a 5 now. Does that makes this a 4. That makes that a 4. Okay. So this is now just 2, 5, 9, not a 5. Okay, that's a 2, 9 pair, so this is down to 6, 7 only. 2, 5 pair, so these are 3, 6, 7, 8. So this one's not 8, this is, or 6. This is, or 3. It's not 3, 6, or 8. So it's a naked 7. That gives us the 6 and the 1 and the 7 down here, which gives us the 6 and the 7 here, giving us 3 and 6. All right, that's not a 6. That's not a 1. That places the 1 here. That's not a 6. All right, 2, 5, 9. So 2, 5 pair, that leaves something, 3, 3, 8. And then these are, we need a 2. The 2 goes here. And then that means this one's a 7. These can't be 2 anymore. Does mean the 2's in one of these two, so this can't be a 2. Pointing over. I feel like we're finishing here. 3, 4, 6. That's not a 6, that's not a 4. Is there any more to this puzzle? So this can't be 6. In fact, the 6 is up here. So this is 2, 4, 9. 2, 4, 6, 9. Not a 2, so 4, 6, 9. Not a 4 either. So just 6, 9. Nice. So the 4 can only go here in this box. Yeah, we have this 4 looking down, this 4 looking in. So that's our 4, that's our 2. So this is the only place for 4, only place for 9, only place for 6, finishing the box. We get our 5, 2, and 9, finishing that box. Our 5, 9, and 2, finishing this box. We get our 3, 6, 2, that finishes that box. All right, that's a 5. We get the 3 and the 6. We get the 6 here, leaving a 3, 9 pair. All right, we're definitely finished. We need the 7 and the 5. All right. What is this? What's this row need? A 2 and a 7. Okay, so that's 2, that's 7. Here we need a 3, which can only go there, and 9. We need a 2 in here. That goes here. We need a 4. That goes there. That's 8. That's 3 and 9. That's 8 and 3. This is a 9, and we're done. All right, not too bad today. I mean, it felt like just like had to spot the naked pair in this column, which honestly I forget what it was. Was it this 2, 5 maybe? Just had to spot that naked pair and then look at the results of it, and the rest just collapsed. So that felt like kind of the final bottleneck. All right, cool. Well, let me know how you did, and if you enjoyed this, want to leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.